Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today to try to challenge and hopefully change one of your long-held beliefs. Now, if I were to ask you guys this question, should you be well-rounded? I'm sure that most, if not all of you, would answer without hesitation, of course I should, right? Because that's what the education system has been telling you for the past, 9, 10, 11 years. And they do it in hopes of, well, they say, breeding well-rounded citizens. And they're not wrong. Well, being rounded could help you be a better person. It could make you more attractive to universities, because we all know that universities want, well-rounded students, right? And it could make you more employable, because we all know that employers are looking for well-rounded employees. But notice how they're all asterisked? That's because they're not necessarily entirely true. You could, yes, achieve these by being well-rounded, but you could arguably better achieve these by being well-lopsided. Yeah, I didn't invent that term. But before I go into why you shouldn't be a well-rounded person, let me make something clear. What I'm not saying is don't try to improve your weaknesses. Of course you should try to improve your weaknesses, but you shouldn't dedicate so much time to them that you try to turn them into your strengths. And don't only focus on one thing, because chances are that'll make you a boring person and you'll get bored of that one thing very quickly. Keeping that in mind, here's my case against why you shouldn't be a well-rounded person. First of all, it doesn't make you a better person. Why? Well, because it doesn't make you unique. You know how you walk around the school and there's all these posters that say, everybody's special, you're unique. Well, sorry to break it to you, but if you're just an average, well-rounded person, you're not unique. Because to be unique, you have to be exceptional in some way. You have to be exceptionally good at something. You can't just be average at everything, because that's not what makes you unique. And that also isn't what makes you memorable as a person. I want you to right now, quickly, think of a famous person. Or better yet, think of a few famous people. And think of why you know them, why they're famous. And chances are, they're famous because of one specific thing. I'll give you some examples. Bill Gates, Microsoft. Martin Luther King, the Civil Rights Movement. Mother Teresa, caring for the sick and destitute. These people are all very famous and very successful in what they do, not because they're well-rounded, but because they're exceptionally good at that one thing. Now, I'm sure these people are probably good at a lot of other things, but I don't know about them, and chances are you don't know about them either, because that one thing that they're so good at overshadows all the other things. Being well-rounded means that you're a jack of all trades and master of none. And to be unique, to be memorable, to be successful, you have to be a master at something. You have to be the best at what you do. Because if you're just average at everything, well, people don't remember you for that. Now, you might be saying, but I can be a master at everything, like Aristotle or Leonardo da Vinci. They were polymaths. They were great at so many different things, which is true, which is very true. But you're not Aristotle and you're not Leonardo da Vinci. Now, I'm not saying that you're not that good, but they lived in a different time, in a different era. In the modern day and age, that's just not possible. There's not enough time. You don't live in ancient Greece or Renaissance Italy. Now, my next point might be irrelevant to those of you in grades 9 and 10, but I assure you, you will care about this a lot in a year or two. Why being well-rounded isn't necessarily the best for going to university, and why universities are sometimes hypocrites. Because if you've spent any time studying about how to get into university and researching the university admissions process, I'm sure you've been told or heard or you just know that universities want well-rounded people, right? You have to participate in 50 different extracurricular activities, and you have to have the best marks in every single class. Well, Maybe. But think about it this way. Higher education in itself is a form of specialization. From elementary, you learn everything. High school, you learn a lot, but then during your senior years, you take the courses that you're interested in, which are probably going to be focused in like a specific subject area, right? And then you go off to university, and you have to major in something, right? From the first year, you got to pick a major, and that's specializing. So that makes universities, kind of a hypocrite, because they say that they want, well-rounded students coming in, but then they want specialists coming out. I'm not going to go into why they do this or whatever, but I will give you one piece of advice. And just let me give you an example. Let's say there's a student applying to university who's very well-rounded. They have decent marks in all their classes. They participate in several extracurricular activities. And they just seem like an all-around great applicant. And then there's another one who maybe doesn't have the best grades or participates in only one or two extracurricular activities, but let's say they're a finalist at the Intel Science and Engineering Fair. That's a very prestigious science competition, for those of you who don't know. Now, do you really think that the universities would care if this person got a few C's on the report card? Or they only participated in, let's say that's the only extracurricular activity they did? No, they wouldn't care at all. They want this person more than your average well-rounded kid. And that's my last point. Extreme specialization makes up for other deficiencies. So don't worry if you're not well-rounded. Just make sure you're good at something. Yeah, I know that's not always easy to do, right? But you might be saying, well, once you get out of university and into the real world, you need to be well-rounded, right? Well, that's even less true in some cases. Because think about it this way. If you just graduated from university and you want to get a job, essentially, you're the CEO of a one-man firm, and the only product is yourself. So how do you get hired? Well, specialization. Because if you want to get hired, you have to be good at something and better than those who are also applying for that position, right? That's common sense. There's no demand for the well-rounded person because you can always find someone who's better than you in that thing that the employers are looking for. To extend the firm analogy further, well-rounded people have no comparative advantage. Now, you might be wondering why it says the well-rounded person on the side. That was a glitch. So let's say that you're applying to, I don't know, McDonald's. It's your first job. And McDonald's is hiring for two positions, A and B. Let's say position A is a cashier, and position B is a burger flipper. Now, as you can see from these graphs, I don't know if you can see the colors, but the person in red is great at taking orders, very fast. Is the best cashier ever. And the person in green is an excellent burger flipper, like better than SpongeBob good. Now, the person in purple is the well-rounded person. So you might be, your first instinct might be to think that, well, the well-rounded person, they're pretty good at all these things. They would be well-suited for this job, right? But not really. Because why would McDonald's want to hire the person who's okay at flipping burgers and okay at being a cashier, but not exceptional at either? They could be much better off hiring one excellent cashier and one excellent burger flipper. So basically what I'm saying is that well-rounded people, you have no comparative advantage. And my last point is that well-rounded people are never really a perfect fit for any job. You may be well qualified for many jobs, but you're never perfect for any because every job, they're looking for a particular set of skills. And well-rounded people, you might have that particular set of skills, but you don't have the best set of skills for that job. There's always going to be somebody out there who maybe is lacking in some other set of skills that the employer doesn't care about. But in the eyes of the employer, that person would be exactly like you, just better. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that being well-rounded isn't exactly the ultimate ideal to aspire to, despite what the education system may have told you. Think about it this way. If we were to have a society where everyone was just this perfect sphere of well-roundedness in every aspect of their lives, how boring would that be? Everybody would be the same. Well-rounded people, aren't interesting. It's the differences that make us interesting, and it's the differences that make us unique. So I guess at the end of the day, it depends on your focus in life. We're given a certain amount of time, and it's not practical or possible for us to be the best at everything. So with the time that we are given us, I believe that you can do anything, but not everything. Thank you.